Oh man, so Phantom is tanking down 8% as Bitcoin is down 3.67%. What is going on? Phantom is breaking out from a key pattern which I've been sharing with you for the last 2 days. So warning, if you're one of those silly little investors, those amateurs who don't like anybody speaking negatively about a certain project, please click away from this video because I may share some bearish patterns or sentiments about Phantom. And just like I had in the last couple of videos over the last couple of days, I saw the hates in the comments, right? Why are you spreading FUD? You're trying to make people sell their coins by using a pattern on the 4-hourly chart. What are you talking about? I probably hold more Phantom than you. I made it very clear I'm holding all my Phantom. I continue to hold and I'm looking for levels to ladder in. So now that nonsense is out of the way, can the adults have a conversation now? Because Bitcoin is down, right? And by the way, this video is brought to you by me. Yes, if you like my perspectives, ijaz.uk/member, get yourself signed up to our 3 times weekly live streams where you can get more unfiltered, realistic TA and fundamentals. If you want that, consider signing up on the link below. Phantom, this clear blue pattern which I shared with you yesterday, I shared it with you. A lot of you didn't like it, but the reality was, I said if we broke to the downside, we could be seeing lower levels and things could get pretty gnarly. Now, I'm going to share with you in this video another lower target which we have to be prepared for. Doesn't mean I'm selling. Doesn't mean I'm telling you to panic sell. You should not panic sell. You should have such high conviction that you take these as pullbacks to buy some more, not financial advice. That is what I'm doing, right? So we can see here on this pattern, we have broken indeed to the downside, and we're trying to collect some support at 134. But what is going on? What was the catalyst that broke us down right here? What happened for us to break down from this pattern? Well, we know this is all caused by Bitcoin. And in fact, we can zoom out and say this is not really just caused by Bitcoin at all. It's caused by the wider market. Because if I switch across to the major indices, if I show you the S&P here on the hourly, huge gap downs, move to the downside on the S&P. QQQ, huge gap downs and losses. If I head over to show you what the markets are doing and get a quick refresh here, we can see all major US indices are down. We've got the Dow Jones down 0.75%, S&P down almost 1.5%, and the Nasdaq 2.7% down here with the volatility index spiking up 15%. And there's a few things going on. The first one is what you can see on the screen. UK has detected a new COVID variant. Here's what we know so far about Omicron XC. So they're going and naming all these different codes now. Anyway, forget about it. I don't think that's what the market is concerned about, because what the market is really concerned about is the hawkish tonalities coming out of the Fed. Yes, if you've not watched my video from earlier today, the Bitcoin video, make sure you go and watch that video because I explain clearly what is going on and why Bitcoin has now started to fall out from its descending triangle. On this chart, let's get ourselves zoomed out. We are forming a descending triangle on top of our ascending triangle, which we did break out from initially, and now we've fallen back into this triangle at the bottom here, the bigger triangle. Okay, this is not great news on Bitcoin. Now, since I've recorded that video, you can see we're trying to collect some support at the 200 moving average here on the 4-hourly chart. Can we get some support around 43.5, if not 43,000? And then lower targets such as 41,659 are what I'm looking at for here on Bitcoin. So you're gonna see, you know, if we can't hold support at 43.5, you could be looking at 42 to 43 level for Bitcoin. If we lose those levels, then we can start to get concerned that we might start worrying about breaking to the downside of this ascending triangle, which would not be ideal and will bring in lower price targets. So the market is spooked around what the Fed officials were saying. What the Fed officials were saying was really hawkish. In other words, they were coming out saying inflation is rampant and we need to increase interest rates faster than we thought. And more importantly, because I explained in my video earlier, the interest rates have already been priced in. It's not the interest rate concern. 70% of market participants have already priced in the interest rate hike of a double rate hike. So unless they do a triple or quadruple, it's not that which is spooking the market. What is spooking the market is balance sheet shrinkage. And this is what a lot of the other channels aren't talking about. And balance sheet shrinkage is the other piece that the Fed can do to slow down the economy. So think of interest rates as putting on the brakes, right? In a car, you're putting on the brakes. But by shrinking the balance sheet, that is in essence hoovering up money from the economy. Remember when they were printing money into the economy? Now they're going to be doing the reverse. They're going to be hoovering money from the economy. Okay, they're going to be hoovering that money out. And what impact does that have? It makes it difficult for high growth companies to find funds. It makes the risk environment go off, which is why we've seen the NASDAQ and high growth stocks get hit today. And risk off means Bitcoin starts to fall. So that is why we're seeing Bitcoin fall, currently sitting just below 44,000. And obviously, altcoins are going to move in a similar fashion. Now, Fear and Greed Index, which was obviously taken as a reading earlier on before this day's action, was sitting at 48. No doubt tomorrow that reading will be lower, given that we've now fallen out of this descending triangle and back into our larger pattern here. Now, what does this mean for Phantom? Because we care about the Phantom chart in this particular video. We want to make an update on what's going on with Phantom. Well, what's played out is what I was kind of concerned about. And you saw my video where I said I hope I was wrong. But if we remember what happened previously, we had a move to the downside, followed by consolidation, and then a move to the downside. And I called it about here, where my cursor is now. You can go back and see in the videos that we could be forming the same pattern, i.e. a brief consolidation, a relief rally, before a bigger move to the downside. But as we started to play this situation out, and we faked out to the downside, and we had a nice big rally on Phantom all the way up to 168, we started feeling confident that maybe we could nullify this. Maybe we could nullify this situation and not have a bearish continuation pattern. But unfortunately, and you remember from the videos, we said we have to get above this horizontal support at 165 and hold above it. Once we got here, we needed to retest and work our way up. And if we could have done that, then this pattern becomes invalidated. But we had a sharp projection to the downside, and I remember that specifically, because that is what then made this worrying. And then we entered this wedge. We entered this wedge, and you can see we've broken down from this wedge now, which now means the bearish flag has played out. The continuation pattern has played out. And the technical measured move is the move from here to here from the previous impulse move. And when we apply that, unfortunately, you get a target, which I don't think is going to play out, by the way, guys. I'm just showing you this from a technical perspective, which gives you a technical target below 96 cents. Now, hopefully that doesn't play out. Hopefully we can pick up some support at cleaner levels. But I have to show you that anyway. And we can see the support levels we've got are the one we're fighting at currently, which we seem to be losing the battle for at 134. We then have to look to 126. And then you have to look towards 116, which ties in with this point here. And then the bottom of the wedge. The bottom of the wedge sits all the way back down at $1.03, $1.04, where I was picking up my purchases. Okay, so that is the level I'm looking out for. Anything which pulls back to $1.04, $1.03, if we're lucky enough to get there, and I say lucky enough because I have conviction, I'm going to be nibbling some more. As and when we get closer, I'll be nibbling lightly. Each time we lose one of these resistance levels, I'm happy to nibble. So I'll be nibbling a little bit at 126. I'll nibble a little bit larger at 116. And if we head to 104, 103 level, I'll be nibbling even more. If we fall below 103, then things will get really interesting, because if that was to happen, it means Bitcoin will be taking a big tank to the downside, potentially even falling out of this wedge, in which case we need to reevaluate all our plays and make sure we're only in our high conviction plays. But we'll tackle that as and when we get to it. So there you go, guys. That is what's going on in the market. The Fed is spooking the market, right? The Fed has come out. I don't know who gives them these slots on the news to come out and just scare the market, but we have to remember the Fed officials don't work for us. They work for the average consumer. And right now, the average consumer is waking up with high fuel prices, energy prices skyrocketing, and inflation being a real worry for them when they go to bed. And so Marie Daly and Brainard, who are both highly considered Fed members, both doves normally, who don't like fast tightening of monetary policy, they have come out and they've been hawkish, and that's going to affect the markets to an extent. But again, they don't mind. They just want the average consumer to know that the Fed is working in their best interest. But the reality for us as investors is nothing has changed. We're expecting interest rate hikes. I still think there'll be a 0.25% basis point hike, 25 basis point hike. I don't expect a double one. If there is a double, it's not too much of an issue because the market's priced it in. If there's a double interest rate hike, the market's going to move sideways to slightly down because it's already priced it in. If there's a single interest rate hike, the market could even rally a little bit in May, because it's already priced in a double. So if we get a single, it's got an opportunity to rally. So things are looking fine there. But where the Fed can spook the market is where the market's not priced in the rate of the balance sheet shrinkage. You go back years ago when the shrinkage was done before, they shrunk the balance sheet at about $50 billion per month. But now rumors are saying this time it could be 80 billion to 100 billion, maybe even more, maybe even faster. So if Jerome Powell comes out on the 4th of May and announces a really aggressive, fast reduction of balance sheet, Yes, that can spook the markets. Yes, that can create a risk-off environment, and we need to monitor what's going on in the markets at those exact times. But for now, I'm not too concerned. I'm waiting for pullbacks. This acts as a perfect time for us to layer in the buys on some of our favorite coins. At the time of recording, we've got Luna at $107. Literally yesterday, I made the video on Luna saying if we get to 107, that's a great time for you to nibble buy. So go watch that video on my strategy around Luna, and this is just a great chance for you to look at all your altcoins and say, maybe time for a little nibble. And the reason I say nibble is there could still be further downside risk. The charts are forming bearish patterns. Have to be cognizant of that. We can't be moon boys. We can't ignore that. There's no 100x leveraged shield in my description box. I have to be realistic. I have to show you what I see in the charts, and that's how things work on this channel. If you appreciate my perspective, make sure you hit up the like button and subscribe. Don't forget to consider becoming a course member. Ijaz.uk/member will get you set up. Links in the description. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to link up the video to the Luna video. Make sure you go watch that. That doesn't just apply for Luna and how you can enter an altcoin if you feel like you missed a boat, but you can apply that to any altcoin which you have on your mind. So go watch that. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.